Good evening. Hello, hello, hello. How are you all doing? Hope you're well. I'm Loxley, the satyr of strategy, the Caprine communist, the board game goat, as this game seems insistent, to the surprise of nobody, let's be perfectly honest. If anyone was unaware of how I roll, let this be a lesson to you. But yes, hello. How's everyone doing? Hello, Wolf Warrior. Hope things are well. We are back in Revechol. We're playing Disco Elysium, and we are. You know what? Today I am going to. Hey, I have no idea who that is. Kale. I am Loxley. Hi. How you doing, buddy? Um, yeah, we are back in What's with the intellect, psyche, and that in front of me. That is because I have this connected to Twitch. The game I'm playing has Twitch integration, so people can actually vote on what I increase. You know what? I'm going to jump into the game because I feel this is a good time to highlight all of that anyway. So let's jump over to the game. We are playing Disco Elysium. We have been playing for about 3 hours. We've also been active for about 3 hours in game. We have leveled up. We have got a number of things that we need to follow up on, and we will be doing that over the course of this stream. All of this is to the effect of attempting to solve what is, to me, right now, this game's greatest mystery of what the fuck is my character's name? Like, cannot stress, I have no idea what this character's name is. It is genuinely not Bob. Possibly. Bob. Yeah, it genuinely, I'm looking to get some information about that. I was trying to get it off a dossier. I found that I'm actually a very good cop, or was. As far as I can tell, I had a massive breakdown just shortly before this game began, which resulted in a massive bender. So yeah, but in answer to why everyone has the option to select things, I believe people can vote on what I choose to escalate. I'm not sure how that specifically upgrades or gets shown here. But yeah, I don't know. There's some interesting things. I mean, so we can see already there are some things that are okay. So we're getting some bonus from items. Understand cop culture. Bleh. Disapprove. You tried, but it wouldn't let you select vote? Oh, weird. Maybe try it. Can you try it now? I don't know. I mean, right now, I feel like I'm inclined to go for Inland Empire or Drama. Drama just because, like, I've already, like, lent into it. Inland Empire because it feels like that's something that I have dealt with before. You close the pop-up and don't know how to get it back. If you go to the right side of the screen, there should be a little box that pops out, I believe. Yeah, there should be something called the Disco Elysium Companion. A little purple box at the side of the screen. Yeah, okay, so I've got logic, endurance. Just wants you to add it to your own channel? Ah, right. Okay, I have no idea then. I don't know. What are we thinking? What are we thinking so far? Like Inland Empire is definitely that inclination because it's just been like, hey, you know what? There's some weird shit. You do like Inland Empire? Okay, let's go for that then. I will level that up. I can also... Can I add to... Oh, interesting. So I can either... No. Okay, no, I can't. Never mind. Okay, we're on Inland Empire then, I guess. We'll accept that. Right, I thought I also had a skill point, but apparently not. Not sure what any of the positives here mean. Which would be interesting, because now maybe we can actually go and look and see what is going on with everything else. Hey, Interiority, how you doing? Hope things are well. Welcome in, welcome in. Right, let's have a look. So, we had a little bit of time going through and interacting with my ledger. There are still things I can look in.
Trash, a cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Okay. Kim explained the system. Lonesome long way home. Okay, so we probably can't get this. I could negate that. Actually, that's interesting. Hold on. Put the letter away. If I put on this gives me +1 to interfacing.
It's
Interact.
the letter you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers.
Okay, so that's now uneven. Let's try the hidden compartment right at the start.
Then made complete is not what you end up doing. You squeeze the plastic to slide it open, but nothing happens. Then you bend it some. Then crack it. The goddamn thing is stuck.
Fair enough.
The ledger quivers in your hand. As it shakes, the pages rustle. This pathetic mess suddenly afraid of you for some reason.
Okay, can I read the system?
Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB 41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the Next World Mural.
Oh, okay. Officer Precinct.
Why, yes, your precinct number is 41.
Oh, I'm actually going to solve this straight away.
Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials.
Master Detective.
I got nothing here either. Logic really isn't the best faculty to have this conversation with. But it's the one you got. So sorry. Yeah, we're staying out of this business for now. HDB is bad news from yesteryear. It's shit, honcho. It takes about half an hour to piece one together using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start?
Okay, we're going to come back to this.
Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
Okay, and I'm going to do this purely for curiosity's sake, because I feel it's going to be a bad time.
The
but
acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat. The stuff of death itself. And then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
Nightmarish. Nightmarish. Okay, fine. Put the ledger away. You know what? The gloves are not doing me any bad. Oh, my head moves with my mouse for some reason. Sure. I'll keep the gloves on for the time being. And do I have a skill point? Can I experience 40 out of 100? I have no idea. I will try and work that out over the course. What else we got here? Actual memory returns. Ooh, okay. Lonesome long way home. Oh, so I can actually spend 6 hours and my factual memory returns. Interesting. Okay. I guess we can have a look at that in a little bit. Right now, though, I think I needed to speak to some colleagues on the radio.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Okay, pick up
The
the radio.
frequency tableau lights up, and the green button labeled Prime Line glows like a feline eye. And then you hear something. The soft purr of electrical kittens, radio waves cast far and wide over the metropolis. A woman's voice greets you through the static.
The writing of this is just spectacular.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you?
Lieutenant. Okay, interesting.
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st precinct here. I'm putting him on.
Okay, we're gonna play this straight.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Okay, let's prioritize Sylvie. We'll see if we do anything with her, because Sylvie left shortly after the murder, also because her manager was a creep. So probably worth following up with her.
Of course. What is her number, officer?
Yes, hold on. Her number is 005 1944 298.
Received. Hold on, officer.
Just a bad work environment. Ugh. Start slapping a marching rhythm. Sure, why not?
Give it a minute. She might be busy at the moment.
I'm just
Takes a bit to get
occupying my time. I'll be occupying myself.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you. Yes, hello?
A female voice greets you through the static. It sounds like she's a million miles from here. Okay, we're gonna play this more less authoritatively, because Sylvie may also be able to give me some information.
Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you?
There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
Okay, electrochemistry needs to shut the fuck up.
Well, you tried to jam it down the toilet, sir, clogging it completely.
Uh-huh.
After I had unclogged the toilet and retrieved the paperwork, I threw it out in the trash, thinking you didn't need it.
I mean, reasonable.
I am sorry about that.
Just
Anything else, detective? You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir.
Okay, interesting.
Why not?
Okay, if I ask question 2, I feel like she might just jump on that and not necessarily give information. Like I think I think I'm okay to ask why she's not comfortable discussing it.
Let's just say I left because I needed to get away from someone.
Okay, you know what? That's it. It's got okay. Not gonna push it.
Maybe, I don't know. I just know I have to take some time off right now. No, not me. No, sorry, I don't. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires.
I mean, that tracks.
People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the Union's phone, or the one on the coast.
Okay, so actually tracking where the phone call came from might help.
So the Union has a phone, and there's one further down the coast. Got it.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
I mean, this just seems unnecessarily aggressive. Like, why didn't she call? I mean, as far as we can tell, we're not a legitimate cop force.
Yeah, go on.
Do you know who put
No,
the...
I don't know. It wasn't me. I haven't been out there since. I was terrified of the stench and the corpse.
Okay, that makes sense.
I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Okay, empathy. Let's give it a shot.
No, she doesn't have a problem with you. It must be someone else she's angry about. Some other guy. Like Gart.
I mean, I can imagine she's pretty pissed off at... I mean, to be honest, I can imagine why she is pissed off about me.
Trust me, you wouldn't want to be the guy here. You know how it is. Yak, yak, nag, nag.
My inner monologue's a dick.
No, you're the guy.
Oh,
You're
no.
Lieutenant Love.
Oh, no.
Matchmaker extraordinaire. Help the poor girl out, lest she turns into a spinster.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Kusabi. Hey, how you doing? I hope things are going well. Oh, God, yeah. I'm happy to help, but maybe I could do without all this internalized misogyny, for goodness sake.
What misogyny? I'm just telling things the way they are. Can't a man be honest in his own head anymore?
Oh, God.
You have to act, Lieutenant Love. You have to calm that hysteric down. Tell it you've got everything under control. Then go and have a little boys' talk with God himself.
How have you been, Kusabi? You chose to arrive at a weird place, but I'm not sure that... I think that's just kind of the way everything goes in Disco Elysium. What can I say?
Think you can do that, Lieutenant Love?
Are you still there? No. Daddy isn't... No. Ah, ha, ha. Ah, ha, ha. No. Please, no. I don't want to say any of those things. No.
You're just a gimp. What? You want to be more empathetic?
Yes. I figured that empathy would have that as a focus.
Call was terminated by the other party. Anything else, officer?
Okay, that is entirely fair.
Just a second, officer.
She puts you on hold, the static crackling softly like a bonfire. After a while, you hear an old man greet you from the radio. His rattly voice is oddly familiar. Please, please, greet me by name. Please greet me by name.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in. Over.
Fuck.
A scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle, smoking, with a large white rectangle sewn on his vest. In front of him is a box-shaped apparatus with an array of wires and antennas. The radio switchboard. The man uses relay code. You got this. You're a cop, and cops know relay code.
10-4, message received. 10-5, relay message. What's your status? Over. 10-18, state your message, sir.
Okay. I need to report my bad mission.
10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain. Over.
Is it him? What does he want?
Uh-oh.
Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
He what? He lost his badge?
Who lost his badge?
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge.
Useful.
Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
Okay, let's go with
He says
this.
this has probably happened to other policemen before him and laughs sarcastically.
Oh, god damn it. Is he fucking kidding? The whole station's gonna be dicked for this.
Really? I'm not convinced.
Satellite Officer Vikmar is wondering if you might be joking and adds that this tarnishes the reputation of the entire station. Over.
I mean, they're cops. Is there a reputation to tarnish?
Mullen dicked us.
Stanford, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
What just happened with that task?
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge.
What's going on?
Super Cop here lost his badge.
He lost his what now?
His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
Okay, so apparently not only am I Super Cop, I'm Nick Angel. Am I making everyone else in the department look bad? Is this the start of Hot Fuzz?
10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over.
New heights even for Captain Sober.
Wait, what?
Ask him. Ask him if he's lost his gun too.
Sergeant Orson wants to know if you lost your gun too. Over.
Huh. It certainly seems like we're a huge burnout case, yeah.
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you? Okay, it's gone. Your gun is most definitely gone.
Okay, we're gonna lie.
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over.
I am an actor, and it is fair to lie to the police.
Even before you can get the words out, everything gets scrambled in your brain.
Oh. Of course I didn't lose my gun. Fuck it, I didn't lose my
He
gun.
says he didn't lose his gun. Or his fun, whatever that means.
Ask him to describe it. His gun. Not his fun. Just the gun will do.
Satellite Officer McLean requests a description of your weapon. Over.
Oh, request a description, huh? We'll give him one. Describe the plasma gun.
He says it's just a regular gun.
Sounds like he's being deliberately vague.
Hey Daisy, how you doing?
Detective Mullen has done it again. Where's my gun?
Dear God, he lost his gun. Oh my, I can't.
We are indeed being harassed by the police, yes. Not really sure why I would want to work for this organization.
This isn't really a laughing matter.
Mac can face a giant of Coco Nur by himself, but Disco here made him piss his pants.
Cop on cop violence. Hey, Minty something. Hope you're doing well. Welcome in, welcome in. We're playing Disco Elysium. I've not played it before. Apparently, a lot of people in this world are dicks.
Oh, I can't. Fuck. He lost his... Ask him if he's still got his wiener. Oh,
This is really becoming less and less productive as the time goes
I'm not
by.
going to.
ask him.
Sergeant Orson here is wondering if you are still in possession of your genitalia. Over.
You know what?
That's a
Fuck it.
negative. Not going to say that. Over.
What's he saying? Share with the class.
He said he sodomized your mother.
The prick ate Mama's vanilla waffles at the captain's birthday party. Some nerve he's got.
Sure her vanilla waffles were the only thing he ate?
Shut up, Chester. This isn't funny. This is my mom we're talking about.
I mean, go fuck yourself.
Tell him to apologize.
Sergeant Orson requests that you apologize for the claims that you made about his mother. Over.
I don't think either of these are particularly good cause discord.
Mac, he says you shouldn't have antagonized the Firewalker in the first place.
Who?
Satellite Officer V. I'm afraid he might be referring to himself as Firewater, sir.
Firewater? He's lost it. Fuck it. Tell him to find his goddamn badge and gun. That's the only thing that matters.
What the fuck is this dialogue? So, to bring you up to speed, Kusabi, my character, still don't know his name, is apparently some kind of super cop who is in some ways so burnt out. The day before this whole thing began, got so plastered, I forgot literally everything. Like, we're taking the you are amnesiac trope, and it's just like, no, we're going into this. You have forgotten your name, you have forgotten your job, you've forgotten why you're here, you've forgotten what you spent the last 3 days doing. Like, honestly, the fact that I'm dressed is just really an impressive feat at this point.
Satellite Officer V. I'm going to report that you are in pursuit of your service weapon. Over.
Send me the Northern Boys Party Time Disco Elysium animatic. Thank you. Please do.
In pursuit of his.
Officer, do you need further assistance? Over. 10-4, I hear you. I don't have the authority to grant your request, but
What does he want now?
he's asking for money.
Is he fucking kidding?
I don't think he is.
Don't give that asshole anything. He's just gonna drink it all.
Alright, that's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over.
Okay, I'm not sure if there's an issue with the game. Fine, fuck
Anything
it.
else, sir? Over. Okay, 10-4, sir. I hear you. Relay your question. Over.
Jules is the most patient man alive. No, that's still Kim.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through. Be smart about this. Ask if he's there alone.
I mean, I know he's not.
10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question. That's a negative, sir. I got a 10-12 visitors present here. Over.
What? What is it? He's still on the line?
Okay, let's try this.
He wants to verify the information on his badge.
But of course, it says Dick Mullen, High General of the Revacholian Cavalry Force.
Tell him to stop wasting time.
What do you need, sir? Over.
Yeah, I feel this is not going to go anywhere.
Understood, sir. Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
Okay. Well, that was about as helpful as one would expect. Track down my badge. Unclear of how I should go about finding a tiny piece of plastic in a world as huge as this. Maybe I'll just stumble across it down the line. Miracles happen. Track down my gun. Maybe a district authority like somebody high up in the Union or someone local who saw you with it before you passed out. Ask the local pawn shop. Okay, potentially. Keep searching for the caller despite lacking any obvious leads. Great. Pay for down. Okay, we're working on that. There's Okay. What do we got next? What do we got next?
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind?
Yeah, nothing really. I was just hoping that might, something might come out of that. I mean, maybe Gart knows something? Let's find out.
Can I help you? Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for. How strange. I certainly didn't put them there. The trash collection service? CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threats that solves itself down the road. Thank you anyway.
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene. Yes?
Okay, where is this going?
What thing? Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info.
Makes sense.
We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow.
There are these things called days. You sleep between them. He's saying they'll come after you've slept.
Just making it clear you've got that. Fair enough.
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Another thing. Great. Yes?
Okay, goodbye. We need to pay our tab to sleep here? Ah, right. Oh, there is... We can now access the kitchen because it's after 1 o'clock.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garancy and Kubek. Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Garancy Kubek. Please. It's not funny.
Okay, fair.
The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling and simmering on the stove.
Okay. Oh, door. Where's this door go?
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery. The door does not budge.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? Yes. I suppose it's worth seeing if we can get in. Just to be thorough. As a side investigation. Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
Makes sense.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frit warehouse, probably. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Yes?
Okay, so the fact that it's... I'm noting that it is at the same angle as the weird thing in the back as in the piled roofing metals in the back. So I wonder if they are connected. Let me see. Whirling secret passages. Find out who's in the union box. Okay, that is fine. Ask Kuno. Oh god, this is going to be... fine, we'll ask that. Right, you know what? I was going to go that way anyway because I wanted to have a look in this at this door. Drug-addled scouse lad. Yes, exactly. Okay, how do I get back there?
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
Okay, put skill points into perception to open this white check. That is absolutely fine. Okay. Okay, let's talk to Kuno.
Fuck does Kuno care?
The game really just said, you dumb bitch, don't even try.
Pig, do you have any idea how fucking stupid that sounds? Kuno's cruising his bitch on the town, and the bitch comes back griefing to the Kuno. What is up with that?
Get the fuck out of here, fat ass! Those pants are too small for you.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Right, that was productive. Sounds like children. It's true. It is. Oh, there's a thought. Do you know anything? You're standing out here.
Hello again, sir.
No. Okay, fine. Let's have a bit of a wander out. Oh, what's this? We're just on these stairs. This book appears to be... Okay. Thanks. Useful. Who are you? Were you there before? Oh, okay, you're just drunk. Fine. Who are you guys? A spatter of bullet holes line the wall. Oof. They've done an obnoxiously good job. Yeah, it's it's a little bit too on the nose, honestly.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
Honey, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
Okay, interesting.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never. No, you got this. There's the ball. You're the game.
Sure, why not? What just happened?
you are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter, you'll make it work.
Okay.
God, this is right. You feel the familiar tremble of excitement and adrenaline that precedes every victory. The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it, probably a sponsored ball. Yours would only be covered with bumps of learning and scars of victory.
Where is this
Already
going?
your muscles are adjusting to the weight, the nervous system calibrating, until you and the ball have merged into a single entity. The man ball is ready.
What is this dialogue?
A chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind, everything fades until the only thing left is the union of man and ball.
Bizarre.
An embodiment of pure motion, a fine-tuned locomotor running at maximum efficiency. Some would still say you're a cop, but I guess we're beyond that now.
Fuck off, Esprit de Corps. I'm just standing there glassy-eyed. I mean, time is not actually passing. You can see what time is there. The inertia can be contained no more than a bullet leaving a gun. Let go, be the bullet. Why did I put it out to sea?
Merde! Bordel de merde!
I mean, he just called me a shit. I believe bordel is literally brothel. Brothel of shit.
A whorehouse of shit.
There we go. I can speak French. I know the important stuff at least.
It wasn't whorehouse of shit. The shot was at least 23 meters. Probably 24, and then some.
What the hell is your problem?
Not weak right triceps, that's for sure.
I don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. It's so goddamn disrespectful.
I'm sorry.
You vandalized our game, son. We can't play pétanque with 5 bull. Well, it's damn well isn't. It's pétanque. You ruined a pétanque game. We want our bull back.
Take it easy, René. This is just a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You owe us a goddamn bull.
Okay, I will try to fix this.
Mistakes are forgiven when men at least try to right their wrongs. I believe you will try. Now, why did you approach us?
Honestly, you were here, and I have no idea what to do.
Why did you come here? It's unlikely they know anything about the murder.
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely. In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them? Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
Ah, Tory.
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
There is no way that ends well. Anyway.
If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
'Tis true, sire. He knows nothing. This is a man with a lot of past, but little present, and almost no future.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game. Yes. It was left by heavy artillery fire. Why what? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home. Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees.
Kusabi, thank you so much for swinging by. I really do appreciate it.
Valiantly. so valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
Okay.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first.
Uh-huh.
Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta. This here is Blood Ground, where Coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Yeah.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Don't get me wrong, officer. I hate those foreign dogs, but the enemy of my enemy and all that. They're the lesser evil. Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too. The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
So they offered no ability to repay, and so the left wing local support stepped in.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still hold influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players on the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the...
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
Off socialists paving the way for the hard-working class to take over.
Preposterous! Surely you don't mean it. I'm just sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those commie hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking my piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frissel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with. It doesn't. That was 100 years ago. Ain't got nothing to do with anything. Damn Frissel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution.
Oh wait, who's Guillaume?
A true king in both blood and mind, led Revachol before Frissel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
Some manner of self-deceit is present in his thinking. Sounds like this Guillaume abandoned him, and he doesn't want to admit it.
Ah.
The suzerain is the king! Has everyone forgotten already? They forgotten already. It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire. Ah, yes! King Philip III, on his steed.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
Gaston, I think you're alright, mate.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
No,
Right.
I'm going to walk away from this. -1 through the pool in the sea. Okay. Thank you for your time.
Hey. Psst. Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Okay, how come there's word on the street?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
I mean, I've said some of those things. Like, you know, you had the first couple, fine.
Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence. Don't deny it. You're about to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that would devour and masticate mankind.
Devour and masticate mankind with horrendous, the ability of everybody to eat and have a nice home over their heads. Truly, I am a monster.
Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
Okay, let's just clarify.
Failure. It's about failure.
Explain.
Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped and pissed on. Until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world.
I mean, that sounds like I'm down.
You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin, where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist.
I feel like communism as a single player game, it seems counterintuitive. Like, surely the whole point should be, if I'm going down this route, surely the whole point should be, I encourage people to work together. Our brain wrong, Locke's true.
Now get to work, comrade.
Alright.
Oh yeah, get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready. Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few million eggs.
We don't need revolution. Honestly, like, the whole idea should be constant revolution. You know, it's progress. It is. There is always work to be done tomorrow. It is never a simple. Yes, everyone on that side dies. It's like, that's not how it works. Fine. I'm just gonna quickly restart the game. Bear with me 1 second. Because I'm getting a bit frustrated with the fact that it keeps, it's not actually, right, main menu, confirm, gonna quickly quit. Sounds good, you're waiting for poutine? Ooh, nice. Like, particular poutine, or just your standard, cheese curds and gravy? I know that's the one thing you can get, like, with, poutine is, like, varieties. Like, I know your basic poutine is, yeah, the, cheese curds and gravy, but then you've also got, like, you know, you put whatever else. Your basic, I think that's entirely reasonable. Anyway, let's jump back over here. Sorry about that, it's just, there was some kind of, and weak. Buddy, if I had access to poutine on a regular basis, I would be weak too. Okay. Right, let's have a look and see what's in here. Packages, replace lost boule. Due to some confusion, you order a boule, or at least a similar looking metal sphere. Who's in the union box? Okay, we'll have to run back and find out what time they're going in. Mazovian socioeconomics. -2 visual calculus. Looks like reaction. People think communism was some crazy idea that has come up since 40 years ago. A fever that shook the world, never to return. They were right until he woke up again. A spiritual corpse responding only to the call of Commodore Red, prostitutes, and crass mazel. For him, communism is still a thing. He will single-handedly raise the commune of O2 from the oceanic trench where it's been resting, covered in ghosts and seaweed. He is the big communism builder. Come witness his attempt to rebuild communism in the year 51. Excellent. Okay, we're going to do some of those later this evening, I think. That's a big metal ball. Enormous bulls, worthy of a real man. Okay. Right, let's quickly nip in here because I want to see what that sign says. And then I'm actually going to have to pay attention to the clock. Okay, it does not say anything. I think it was like 4 o'clock when they said. Okay. Let's... I mean, you know what? This appears to have, like, people in it.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
Fortress Accident, River Shore, Ice City.
Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't want to talk to you. An off-key melody starts playing after you ring the doorbell. Then a woman picks up the receiver.
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games.
She thinks you're the gremlin child. What did he say to this?
Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I thought you were... But the doorbell is broken, and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list anymore. So I can't help you. Please don't call here again. Thanks.
A single beep indicates that the line has gone dead.
Okay.
You ring the door. What an ominous name for a hair salon. Doesn't bode well for anyone's hair.
Yeah.
All you hear is static, but no one answers the call. You ring the doorbell, but you wait for a minute or two. But all you get from the call box is silence. No, looks like someone has melted half the plastic off with a lighter. The doorbell, you hear static from the intercom speaker. It sounds as if someone has picked up the receiver, but isn't saying anything.
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric.
She sounds almost antique, as if her voice was being played off an old wax cylinder. A receiver must not be working properly.
My God.
The lieutenant exchanges a look with you.
It's you. My God. I didn't think I would hear your voice.
What?
It's a woman, and she knows you. Your heart beats faster.
Do I need to take a cold shower?
Who cares that you don't remember her? Just go along with it. No, something's wrong here. Are you sure she's talking to you?
Michelle, just please. Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care.
Maybe we're hallucinating, but then Kim is exchanging look as though he's hearing this.
Ever since I came to work here, it's been different. As if my mind's been wiped clean.
Wait, wait,
A
what?
spot of static overrides her words. When she speaks again, it sounds like she's submerged.
It's so nice. It's so nice to be able to finally meet again.
She sounds like she's about to cry. She doesn't answer. Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on the bay. Another seagull passes by.
I don't know what happened either. We should probably stop playing with this thing.
You press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the call.
Okay,
12
so
name cards on the call box read. Silence. No one's home. Silence. No one answers the doorbell. Silence. No one answers your call. This button looks new, but someone has removed the name card. Nothing happened.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
Fair enough. I mean, worth a shot. And now it's raining. Okay, there's a gathering over here. What's going on here? Ah, lorries stored, and now they store booze. Ooh. Okay, what's your deal up there?
Scab?
Scab, asks the man. No.
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses. Beats me. Somewhere in the ground, I think. Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to scab.
True.
I guess scared, maybe. But scared of
I mean,
what? Of who?
yeah, there is that. Like, it's... You're not stupid, you're not evil. It is scared. It's like people desperately trying to get work. Hey, SJ, how you doing, buddy? Hope things are going well.
Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something. We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time. I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab.
I mean, everyone's seen a cop scab. They all are.
Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money.
Well, I mean, it does happen. It's just that whenever cops try and go on strike, the crime ends up decreasing in the area.
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the wild north? Come to see the strife? Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. That's okay. I have no idea what I'm doing either. I don't even know what day it is. Don't tell me. It's a better day that way. You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
Seems legit. Okay, so he's the big guy with the scabs then.
Bastards! We have a right to work!
Yeah, we're not going to engage with the scabs. GRIH. All that actually means. Okay, I'm gonna guess. You're glad you're getting recognized? Why are you getting recognized? In case of a strike, press button behind guard. What? There's no lockpicking or door kicking on this one. Ah, Greater Revachol Industrial Harbour.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Okay, the fact that you're leading with the for murder being hard work. Ah, fair enough. I feel like leading with the phrase degeneracy is a terrible ploy. Like, some people don't have the same body as others. It's a thing. Also, the concept of degeneracy is just kind of a fundamentally right-wing wanker talking point.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
You have succumbed to Al Ghul. You reek of it. An
Oh, you don't like that I
sword of
drink.
Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Cool, I'm an alcoholic, fine.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
Did you just call me gammon?
Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
Yeah, this is...
Look at my craniology.
Oh,
I
you're
am the
that
pinnacle
type
of
of
my
guy.
haplogroup. The pink blood is a bad example, even of yours. It saddens me. You were once a noble and powerful race.
Oh, right, wow, he's not subtle then. He really is into the whole... Right. So he's like one of those weird... So he's like Andrew Tate to... Or like the really weird Swedish guy from a few years back.
You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles.
Really? You're
and
leading with
aerostatic
eugenics?
aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft.
God, I hate you.
You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture.
I think you might be obsessed with sadness.
You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
So wait, hang on. Is he with the strikers? Because he does not strike me as, like, with the strikers. What is going on?
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to agree to bring your troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Meshahed's race theory. He would take you as one of his own.
No?
Well, not as such. What you do with a mastery of advanced race theory is up to you. You could reject the findings, sure, or accept them and become an advanced racist.
Yeah, sorry, why are you with the Union?
Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that. Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital, something your race, naivistic communists, never did.
Really feeling good about leaning into the communism.
Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
Fuck you, communism is pretty cool.
Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your race descent. Everywhere around you. The fruits of its failure to challenge the world order. Individualism, rock and roll music, sexually transmitted diseases.
I mean, we can still have all of those things under communism.
Above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate youth culture? Rock and roll music? Offshoots of the Seminoles people invented disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race. But what is done is done. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race. The South Island race, haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We are the future. That I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulimbuir are with me in my genetic dreams.
Okay, fine, whatever. Got it, fine. Kim, what do you think about this?
This racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be the really good one.
That will be the...
He will grant us 3 wishes.
Your pedomorphic friend has quick wits. A protruding occiput.
The lieutenant does not flinch.
You should keep him close. The congenital defect of farsightedness does not render him a complete invalid. He's still...
Cool, we're gonna come back to this, preferably with something that allows me to punch this guy. Hey, you seem pretty chill. What's going on with Dickhead
Hola,
McGee
wandering man.
upstairs?
How can I help you?
Okay. Talk shit, get hit, Kim's alright or die. Absolutely. Also, as somebody who has... Well, I wear glasses. Fuck you. Okay, let's make use of the scabs. He did say yeah, eugenics on first meeting. It's true.
Bastard!
Okay, what's going on
Hold up
here?
and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes. Good. We're fighting for a cause here.
I mean, you're fighting.
To work! Right to work! Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side.
Ugh.
Builds confidence.
Ugh.
Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you!
Have some solidarity, buddy.
We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scab.
Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn by failure, I always say.
He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to fight Measurehead first. Return if you fail.
Right, okay.
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests.
I mean, you kind of are there.
We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
They do want work, they just want to have better working conditions. I'm going to have so many arguments with this game. Talking about poutine and watching Disco Elysium has kindled an urge to make disco fries. What are disco fries? You have to tell me that now.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No.
Little bit.
They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do! We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates. Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guards blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is. Like civilized folk, you mean? These native fucks don't understand civilized.
There it is.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge. When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people.
Crinkle cut diner-style fries covered in mozzarella and gravy. Nice.
Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting.
Is he a plant? Ah, okay. Let's go into that.
His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence.
You're not used to wearing working clothes.
He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his.
Sometimes his voice gets very smooth.
Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what.
He's a plant.
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
Okay, cool.
What's it to you? Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this fighter for jobs. He seems a more brutal, cunning, and suspicious person. Just a hunch. Or you just might be paranoid.
Now we're leaning into this.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
A bouncer? Okay. A bouncer where? I frequent a lot of bars. Maybe it's one I know.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
That sounds rehearsed? Yeah.
We're done here. I have a strike to break.
Do you now?
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you! Things are busy enough. You're going to waste less of my time?
The hulking man oozes stark skepticism.
What's
do
it
that
to
again?
you? Big mess, caused by union greed. But I only fight for the rights of people.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work.
I was the head of sales at Twitter.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago.
Okay. Can I talk to you again? Or do I need to go and wait till I actually speak to the union heads?
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you? My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits. I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
If it's so simple, why did the scab leader warn you of the guards blocking the way?
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead. Yeah, the 2.5-meter tall Semini supremacist up there. Walk right past him. Then press the button to unlock the door. Then go past him again. And you enter the arbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation. Or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is completely impossible. Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition. Not yet, no. He's incredibly strong. Sure. Sorry. Busy surveying the situation. I'm sure you figure something out. Wiretapping, telescopic batons, futuristic circuit bending to infiltrate harbor machinery, or calling in tactical air support. You guys have air support, right? I get it. Hush hush about the secret technology. All right, I may have some advice for you on how to deal with Jean-Luc there, out of solidarity to the RCM. It's low in technology, however.
Okay, what do you got?
First, don't fight him, obviously.
Sure.
Second, get him to share his theory by being subordinate. Admit your lack of expertise. Basically grovel. That's how I do it. You're welcome.
Maybe that would work. We'll have to see.
Okay. Let's come back to this. Also, I hate these stairs. Or beat his ass. That is a 17% chance, my friend. Okay, let's see if there's anything else I can... Oh, who are you? I've not spoken to you. Let's go around and speak to people.
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your... Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is grey like lead. No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
Fair enough. Where the fuck is the exit? Oh, right, sorry, it's right here. Oh, wait, can I speak to you? Because you're part of the communists, right? You're just kind of keeping an eye on
It's
things.
raining again. It was clear just an hour ago. Excuse me?
She's uncomfortable. Maybe you should drop this line of questioning.
Okay, fair enough.
She shifts in her seat awkwardly.
Okay. It's nearly 3 o'clock. Let's see if this room is open that lets... Okay, not yet. That's fine. Let's go and have a look at somewhere else. Oh, Corbin. Oh, this is where Kuno's friend is.
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep?
Logic error. She is not sleeping right now.
Pig's come to take me out. Trying to snuff me out. Don't get fucking clever with me, pig. You think you're so clever.
No, I just think you're really dumb. Hey! Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, Neon Caster. Welcome in. And thank you for swinging by with your raiders. Thank you so much for the raid, buddy. How are things going? Can we get a... Oh, ads. Oh, no. Sorry, I try and get those not to work. I minimize. Let me know when you are here. What's good? Hey, how's he doing? I got a little bit of a croaky throat, but yeah, I'm currently just playing Disco Elysium, and yeah, it's a very surreal, it's a weird old game, buddy. It's a weird old game. Having a lot of fun with it though. We've gone very, very into the cause of communism. Yeah, we've gone really into the cause of communism. Apparently, I'm also a superstar cop, which yeah. Anyway, hello Raiders, hope you're well. If you're not familiar with me, I'm Loxley, Sailor Strategy, the Caprine Card Shark, the board game goat. Usually on my channel, I play lots of board games, card games, both single player and multiplayer. Right now, doing a little bit of different stuff. We are currently playing Superstar Communist. Yes, we are playing Disco Elysium during Tuesdays and Thursdays, and on Saturday, we're going to be having Sailor Day, which is alright for fighting. I'm going to be playing some Hollow Knight. So if that sounds like your deal, please do drop a follow. I really appreciate you all swinging by and hanging out. Caster, how have you been feeling about Disco so far? Man, it's fucking weird. Man, it's fucking weird. I'm like 4 hours into it. I don't know my character's name. It's a weird time, man. Garden hose. But no, I'm actually really enjoying it. How did the soul lock go? Because you were playing Pokemon. You were playing Pokemon, right? Oh, there's somebody up there. Closed door. Look at it suspiciously. Barrels are half full of rainwater. Oh, okay, there's a door there.
There must be another way into the building.
I knew I should have quit.
Okay, can I actually get up there? No, okay. That's fine. Well, there's a door here. Can I get in here? There's a... Wait, hang on. Where's that? Is that part of the... There's a coat there. Oh, you completed the soul lock a little bit ago. You survived. You're playing Mystery Dungeon. Nice. Oh, I'll be honest. That is a part of Pokemon I am very unfamiliar with. I don't really know Mystery Dungeon. But I hope you're having fun with it. Tools to disassemble it. Okay. Did I just steal a boat? Your room in the whirling isn't much bigger than this sloop. Okay, who are you,
A
rich guy?
striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
Don't
I'm
shake
glad
her
to see you
hand.
here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
God. Hey, lady, did you hire that guy? Yeah, very
Interesting.
possible.
I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines Group. What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
Kim absolutely backing us up to the hills.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
Okay, so I can just... Okay, fair enough.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo-tribes remain. Saint-Baptiste, Elysium, an unknown entity known as Brightest Star.
Why, thank you. I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
A billion?
Yes, past a certain point, numbers begin to seem imaginary. But
Too
they are
much?
quite real for the 72,000 employees who depend on Wild Pines for their paychecks.
Does that include that strike breaker?
A conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving and growing, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It is a tremendous responsibility.
You're right, you should pay them more.
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samarran
They
and
eat shark.
insulindian Easterlers 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lormantang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the Great Unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
Yeah, what does a huge system want with a place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo? We built this district.
Oh, you are one of them.
We. There it is. She owns up to it.
All the best parts of it. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, with its
Mhm.
bastions. The plazas Meteor and Mosaic. Even some of the old street lamps have been put back thanks to the investments from the WP. Before Martinez was swallowed by the industrial harbour, even before it was part of Revachol, long before Terminal B was erected here, the Pines built it as a resort for its Revacholian employees. A company getaway, for a weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution. But that's another matter. I'm here to make sure the Pines can fulfill their responsibilities to the place they built.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
Good luck.
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments that gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
Right,
I'm
not
glad
really
you
that
see it that
interesting.
way. To repeal the act would mean repealing the coalition government, the one that leases you the right to police West Revachol.
I mean, probably a thing we should get.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike. I believe the official title is Senior Labour Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And for this you are clearly paid very well.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Wait, so the hangings are lynching?
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates. Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead. Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
Yes, curse those annoying workers wanting additional rights.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike?
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Fucking aid the union.
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
Yeah, what are the
There are
demands?
leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
Oh, they want like a collective ownership.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
Then you might also like their other slogan. Demand democracy.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Personally, I don't think it has the same pizzazzo as every worker a member of the board. It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines Group makes a decision about what? About anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
Okay.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group. That may well be. It's not up to me to decide who is king, but as negotiations go, it's not a swell start.
Well, maybe you should expand the franchise to all 72,000 employees.
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
Good question.
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
I mean, that's not particularly cool.
Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
Cool, scabs at the gate.
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the union refuses to?
Oh, fuck off, don't do that.
If they were organised by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
Right, so that's as good as a confirmation as I'm gonna get.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Excellent.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Okay, seems like a decent sort.
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
He can't be
He
that
is the
bad.
most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar. Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
That does sound less than ideal.
It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
Okay, so if at some point we can overturn them, that would be ideal.
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that.
Okay, she might be lying, it's true.
Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
I mean... honestly, I don't know anything right now, but, like, fundamentally, the Union is you know, they are advocating a strike. Whether that strike is for, you know, ultimately it's for ends I agree with.
Why do you think so? Ha! A real man of the left. What else can I tell you about? I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Oh.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story. Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a Union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help? Quite a few things, I'm afraid.
Okay, you're probably the most useful person here at the
The
moment.
information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Oh, shit.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
Oh, Kim, you're a
I'm
diamond.
curious. Why is that, Detective? I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please. Oh, dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Okay, so find badge. The element of surprise, pocket
She's a
sound.
professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. Feelings will guide the way.
I assure you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the responsibility for disarming this situation. I hope you have a badge for me as soon as possible.
She's silent. The wind flaps the sail above her.
Officer.
Whoosh.
You know, I don't mean to sound cold, but if you want something, you have to give something back. More.
You're doing it. Despite your own best efforts, you're still getting in. Some.
I'll be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something tangible.
I thought I failed the check. Okay.
The Union is conducting drug trade out of the harbour. It's an open secret in Martinez. Surely it must not come as a complete surprise to the RCM either. Perhaps it's time to look into it. Or you can find your badge, which honestly seems like a lost cause.
I can win by failing.
Detective, a word in private before we continue. This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands. Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
The situation might have changed drastically by the time you locate it.
You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? This reality.
Yes, reality is your side case. An experimental side case.
How truly curious. A sort of philosopher detective.
My theory is that the inquiry into the nature of the reality will ultimately converge with our murder investigation. They are really one and the same. Shut up, Kim.
A deep synthesis. I'll assist you however I can then. Go ahead. Ask.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
We're in Martinez, baby. A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed. Aren't we all?
She refers to your corresponding ages.
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year. I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. As I told you, Martinez used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its part. Now the reeds are the real star of the show here. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets. It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
Okay.
Yes. We're on an island in an ocean, the world's largest body of water, the Insulindic.
Known to the early Revacholians as Les Immensités Bleues, the blue immensities. Vast, lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
Caillou. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed-over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the River Esperance. We're in the delta of this river, on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
Okay.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her, and to humanity at large.
Caillou, that annoying bald cartoon kid, I'm not familiar with it.
I would be happy to. What is a preposterously expensive education for, if not sharing? These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late. For the big time. The revolution. It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle. Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists, they all got shot in the head. Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed. Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people. Yes, the Red Deluge. The Insulindian Deluge, they call it. Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad. I prefer the term risk-averse. King Guillaume was nobody's fool. He could smell a PR disaster brewing, so he got out alive, and his nephew Fricelle got shot in his place. Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time. The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything. Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras, or ultra-liberals. They fared well. They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
We. She's one of them. Of course.
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
Yeah,
the
who are the
coalition of
coalition?
nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-le-Clay, the armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
Moralist.
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights, and not shooting people in the head.
They sound fucking awful.
At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government. This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
Yeah.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
Of course. Not easy to be moderate about head shooting in your line of work. The turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question. The revolution began in '02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end nearly the whole world had gotten involved. It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Mazov came along and overthrew the government. It made people overthrow their governments. Of course not. It was a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark.
Where did it spread from there?
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
Hey, Ness, how you doing? Hope things are well.
Why? You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie? A pair of pants?
A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the Coalition of Nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia.
The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated silk mill. Precinct 41. Chad Tilbrook presses enter. Outside, Officer Elfboy Williams slams the door of an armored motor carriage.
The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune. Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-estuary communication, telematic milieus, radiation, coloured plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
It's really good. I'm fascinated by the plot that's being
51
given out.
minus 8 equals 43.
Time flies. The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river levelled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. 08 to 19 was simply hell. The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
Were they?
No. It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing.
Right,
The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash, an Isla-wide hangover, you might say. And here we are. Welcome to reality, baby.
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked the right side.
They picked the winning side. That's why they're here, and others are not. Perhaps it wouldn't have turned out that way had I been in charge. I might have bet on the king and led the Pines to doom.
You're a
I would have
monarchist?
sided with the cannons. If you'd
Ah.
seen the calibers of the things, you might have too. Perhaps it's better I was born when I was. 10 of the 14 Indo tribes got it wrong. Feld, Kupri, Tricentennial. So I suppose I would have been in good company. Good question. What would you have done differently? So a quarter of humanity simply lost their minds. And how would you stop a prion, a complex folding protein, unlife, with the technology 50 years ago? A poor remedy. for
Wait, what did I
prion
just say?
disease.
No, back.
That was the attitude of most of the more moderate Indo tribes, particularly those who supported the
I thought it said public healthcare.
Kupri, Resplendent, both gone now. Those that survived mended their ways.
Opinions expressed here do not reflect the official position of the RCM.
And what is your official position, Lieutenant?
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old. That's my position. The abattoir.
Communist membership revoked.
Understandable. They are... Anyway, enough sentimentality.
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She owes...
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants. I am an ultra. Yes. I am the nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. I pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. My kind surrendered the nation to financial colonists. I can see you thought our kind were all extinct. After all, no sane person identifies as this anymore. Not in broad daylight. I can see...
In her green eyes you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride.
I mean, I'm not gonna really... I don't think she's a monster. I don't think anybody's a monster.
I do hope so. I do hope we're able to remain collegial despite it all. Tell me, when you look in the mirror, do you not see a monster staring back at you? When the dust settled, the Liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival,
She's incredibly fucking jaded.
they were handed
Yeah.
enormous power to shape the future. With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinez a monument to the efficacy of its artillery, I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the Coalition. Not here in Martinez, and not in this... Then for my daughters, we had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. They should have burned the whole Isla down rather than let them have it.
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes. An oil fire on the ocean.
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother and a wife. Now, shall we return to reality? A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions? Ah. This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot. Or two. A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and this one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off.
Rough.
Splat, splat.
What? Hello?
Wonderful. The girl in the old lady rags?
Yes.
Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture. Yes, you and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags.
Okay, gotcha.
She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
I mean, there are elements where infraculture affects supraculture, and then supraculture adopts those elements. Look at punk, for example. You think you think she's somebody going to only see the choices she's made in hindsight and views them as irreversible? Yeah, I think that's probably the case.
I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat, all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead.
Look at the board game Monopoly or Che Guevara shirts being sold in Hot Topic.
All right. What next?
Suddenly, you're not so sure you're part of the supraculture.
I mean, technically speaking, after a certain age, you do start to become a bit of an infraculture because because the supraculture moves on from those who are older.
And what would that be? I can see that, yes. I dabble in those dark arts myself, not so long ago. I assure you, it was a thoroughly supracultural phenomenon. All permeating.
Disco
Downright
and dark
mandatory.
art.
Nothing infra about disco, baby. Those days are long behind me. And even in the early 30s, I would say I was more of a new girl. Disco was a minor, but still enjoyable facet of the whole thing for me. The new, a cultural era, and the name of the decade it ravished, the 30s. It came out of post-revolutionary Revachol. It was ultra-liberal. It involved
postmodernism.
lots of partying, as you might imagine, and champagne-coloured everything. By the looks of it, that would have been when you came of age.
Party at the
Now-
docks.
Wasn't it Guillaume Le Million who said, if you can remember the new, you weren't there?
For some reason, your mind is a veritable repository of Guillaume Le Million lyrics, trivia, and B-sides. But the time to explore this is when you're alone, facing a mirror perhaps. Right now, it would derail the reality lowdown.
Okay,
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it?
No, seriously,
Look at
why
that
not?
lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub. Why, yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic in its simplicity, a silk shirt and matching scarf around her gentle throat, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything within reason. Now look at you, you misery-clad simian.
Jeez.
Barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too... You think your little communism protects you from this feeling? No. The more demeaning it is to grovel at her feet.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
I'll give it a try.
Voila.
That one I fucking pass.
Why, yes, I am rich. How much money do you need? Hopefully not too much. I couldn't bring all of it with me.
That fucking worked.
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows more about your predicament than she's letting on?
That's a good sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.
She reaches into her raincoat and pulls out a zip bag. In it, you see paper notes arranged like back
She
hills.
removes a few notes and hands them to you. The paper
That
is
fucking
cold
worked.
and oily to the touch.
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
You're right, ma'am, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, unseemly as it may be, as long as they're properly logged with the precinct.
Which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I help the RCM today, besides supplementing its salaries?
Nope,
of course,
we're good.
Detective.
Okay. What was it? Was it it was perception? How do I... I have 2 skill points. How can I... Wow, did I level up twice in that conversation? Okay, cool. So, perception. Where is perception? Perception's here. I'm going to level up perception and see if I can get anything else in that... what is obviously something covering up a door. What else do we want to see? I've got 1 more skill point. We could boost up some Inland Empire. We could boost up some drama. Go for something else. Any preferences? Any thoughts? Are you asking or musing? I'm asking. I would love to hear some suggestions. Don't we need perception for something at the crime scene? Yeah, that's what I'm going for, perception. I'm going for 1 perception. I could go for another one. You like shivers? What is shivers? What is this? More keenly aware of your surroundings. Enables you to hear the city itself. Ooh, supernatural abilities. Interesting. Okay, cool. I'll go for that. And I will accept. Right, let's... So I think it's now... It's... Oh, well, what's in here? Oh, I've got some magnesium. Excellent. And also get in here.
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the apartment building. It's locked. The door rattles against your knuckles, but there's no response. The door rattles again, but this time you hear an elderly woman's voice calling out from inside.
Stop banging on the door! I'm not letting any more strangers inside. Doesn't matter who I am. Now go on, get out of here. Ha! The police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here. No, I already told you. I won't be responsible for any more strangers getting into the building.
Interesting.
Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
Backyard door? There must be another entrance to the east.
Okay, let's we'll come back to this, 'cause I suspect... Oh, what's this? Nothing I can access, fine. What was it? Yes. Okay, so we're going to go back through the crime scene, because in theory, I should now be able to... Well, I should be able to perceive something. And then I'm actually going to pay off my debt.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
Okay, let's go. Come on,
because
come on.
There's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite.
There we go.
Orderly. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
Okay, so why was this covered up?
What is this then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
Sounds like a good plan. What do we got? An empty tube of magnesium supplement. A silver plate with doses of bone yellow powder.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine.
Oh
Sweet
no.
Amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you. There's a good vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However, see that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? The secret path the local kids use.
Interesting. Cured pig heads. It looks mummified. Wait, what's up here? Oh, we'll take the money. Okay. Gonna come back here. But now we are going to go in here because I think it said that the wait, what's the why can't I interact with this?
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. Hard to say. Your vision is blurred and you're having difficulty concentrating thanks to your relentless hangover.
Okay, let's give this a shot.
The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message written in the language of burnt rubber. Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling in rags. This is point A. The driver and then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager. The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building. Before heading south, Must have been in a hurry.
You are correct. This is a rather motor carriage-friendly city.
Somehow that makes you feel scared. You don't know why.
I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez, with the jail right here on the roundabout. I would keep them separate.
You could follow the track south. There seems to be a canal there. See where they went. If you find...
Okay. Can I pick up the tracks? Is that a thing I can do? Can't really see where the tracks went. I think so. I've not really gone down this way. What's this?
There are clothes inside. Cheap second-hand clothes. Smell.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good quality fabrics, best retro design.
Save the economy? That sounds off.
Haven't you heard, officer? We've got to be economically conscious. Recycle your cash, keep it in circulation. Don't buy new things. Buy eco. Very cool. The economy thanks you, officer.
You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blends that make your body itch and sweat in all the wrong places.
Economical, but also trendy. Look first-hand. Buy second-hand. Keep the economy moving.
Go for it.
No good. All you can come up with are some treated wool pants. You can tell they're too tight around your thighs and too loose around the waist.
No luck? Why not take another look, officer? Keep supporting the economy.
No thanks.
You see two lowly, defeated speakers, thralls, slaves basically, perched atop them like conquerors surveying the land. A pair of found, durable wear sneakers, ultra series.
I can see you've a taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
Okay, what's your deal?
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he the name Sileng is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool here. Everything's cool. The goods are cool, the customers are cool, the place is cool. And one more thing, officer.
From out on the bay, a cool wind gathers. It sweeps into the city, tugging at the textiles hanging around the stand. Some distance away, the sound of a tin can clattering across the street can be heard.
You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, yes. You got style. You got personal style. You know what you like.
Not convinced of that.
You like premium menswear. Look around and browse. Everything looks cool on a guy like you. Take your time. Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All Revachol.
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago in the Samaran Isola. Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era when the Seaguy archipelago was colonized by Revachol. It's a bit of a slur, in other words.
That's right, officer. But it's a bad scene for business there. Too many regulations. Extremely bad. Hey, why not support this local entrepreneur? You can start by buying a pair.
Okay, I'm not getting anything particularly useful here. Oh, so this is a drawbridge of some description. Okay, fine. Okay, cool. Interesting. Oh, can I get back here? No, I don't be able to. Holy shit, there's a whole extra area here. Right, you know what? I don't want to miss the Union. And I will be tempted to spend this money and give it away. Oh, there was a... I saw that circle. I saw that circle. Oh, okay, fine. You're new. Okay, the Union is still not here.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? Well? Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. It's good you paid before 9 p.m., or your door would have been locked electronically. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you? Absolutely out of the question.
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then
Damn
we
straight.
sing this place to shit.
Absolutely.
Your body is ready, sire.
Okay, who are you? Because you weren't here earlier. It's all about money. You gotta spend money, make money. Who are you? You're apparently quite uninteresting. Fine. What's in here? Find money for rent and pay guards. Okay. Oh, what's this?
This Post Lavantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Or delivery box.
The box seems happy.
Yes.
Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also. The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankfully.
I'm sorry,
So do
what?
You shudder.
What?
Then you swallow.
That healed
And
my
then
morale?
suddenly you see it. Over all the other graffitos, someone has, using the tip of a very sharp knife, cut the words, Revachol forever.
Okay, let's go. Considering I just, like that's the big thing I just managed to accomplish. Having said, I wonder if there are ways. No, because okay, that's a separate. So the building over there is definitely separate. Okay, go up here. What is going on up here? Okay, let's have another quick look. So I can get up there. This is useful. Oh, wait, that has a rectangle. Is that my... Do I have, like, a big coat? Oh, is that going to be one of my badges? The doorway is going to collapse soon. Restoration pillars to keep the ruins together. Postcard Grand Couronne 37. Okay, sure. Okay, can I... Okay, so you seem to know... Okay. Slight less... A bit of visual confusion there. That's fine. Take that. You know how to get there?
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment.
True.
You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance over the container yard. Then he turns back to the sad piece of fabric flapping in the wind.
The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it?
That's not that big a drop.
Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2 meter stops. Whenever you're ready to do it, I'll be right behind you.
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. Who knows what its pockets may hide?
What are we doing? We're awfully close to breaking into the industrial harbor. Or it could be that we are just exploring.
Okay, go for it. Come on. Oh, this is going to go poorly. This is going to be lost health. Or I'm going to cow it out.
Nope. No. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You're a boxer. And you've climbed way too high up here. You could have died there. Shit. I'm failing you. This wasn't part of our deal.
Hey! What happened? I understand. We can always come back when you are feeling better. It's just a cloak after all.
I need to put stuff into savoir-faire. Oh, good to know. Okay, but presumably there's not actually anywhere else I can go. Yeah, because this is right above the, this is that office. So this is right by where Measurehead is. Okay. Can I do anything with this information? Appear to be able to. Okay, well, that was worth a shot. Oh, wasn't it? Take all that. Can we do anything with this guy?
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is in...
Oh, what's this?
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Okay, so it was mentioned this was a lynching.
Heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails all over the... Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear?
Noted.
Maybe more than 12. No. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. 1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes, number 46. 2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes, number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot. steel-reinforced toes, number 43. 4. Standard work boot, number 45 or 46? You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them. 5. Another standard work boot.
Yeah, it's like it was
steel-reinforced
actually good at this
toes,
one. It's very
number
true.
44. 6. An aberration, light as air, even pace, same make of boot, but number 41. Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped.
Wait, an adolescent?
You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it, and the tracks burn in the middle of it, in a strange, beautiful way. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms.
What does Measurehead weigh?
8. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
How many? I was pretty off then. I counted 20. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary? A woman or a kid? Okay. How do you know?
He knows it's hard to discern sex from a person's gait.
Understood. Anything else? 200? Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be-dead man.
That's
He
good
might be
call.
right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Possibly, yes.
But why?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
Maybe he didn't die here. Maybe didn't die from being hung.
Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between two men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer? No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right. We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no? A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
I wonder.
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol.
I wonder if this is a setup.
The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
But...
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. This is easy. The lieutenant's eyes narrow. He's thinking to himself.
Either way. What else?
Okay. You know what? I'm a risk it. I'm a risk it. Maybe I get lucky. Let's go for the savoir-faire. I really want to try and get my cape back, because I feel like getting hold of my badge, which is definitely going to be in that cape, it sounds like a good plan. Be such a waste of a skill point. I think I should check. What is the Okay, so I get a skill point every 100. So all I'm dealing with is like the fact that I need to find new things. Oh, go up there. You fucking go up.
A tarpaulin cloak is still caught on the railing. No one has claimed it for their own.
I mean, it's a low chance, but go for it. Oh, I don't think that passed.
Nope. No. That's still...
Sure. Just be careful, okay? Looks like you...
Fair enough. Oh, can I see what's... This is from here? No, I can't. Okay, fine. This way. It was worth a try. You're going to become a world-class gymnast by the end of this. God, you got to hope so. We just, tools, clothes, items. You'll do a backflip and get your coat, and Kim will clash. Kim will clap. Yes, that is the aim. Okay, I'll pop my head in and see if this is open yet. Because I really want to get the Union's position. Okay, not open yet. Fine, 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 fine. Let's run down here. And let's do... Do you have anything more to say now?
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man.
No, sadly not. What about you, tedious racist? Jenny Tab's watch, thank you very much. No, we're not. We're literally just looking for...
Right to work! Right to work!
No, sadly not. What about you, Manana? You got anything for me? Honestly, I'd kind of like to help you out if possible.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you?
Same. Sadly not. Sadly not. Okay. I'm going to just have a quick shifty around the south side, and then we will probably call it a day there. See when exactly the Union actually shows up. There's nothing particularly around here. No. Oh, there's a box. This yours again? I'm guessing so.
There's a pile of cheap
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
Abort. These are hideous. What's more, they don't even fit.
Damn, officer! You look like a mega secret spy. Very secret.
They're perfect for concealing your bloodshot and baggy eyes.
There is that.
No, you are definitely not buying those.
Are you sure? But they look so good on you. You should think this through, officer.
These are all boring. Boring third-rate ho-hum sunglasses made of cheap Syrahese plastic. The kind of plastic that melts in the sun. Those UV stickers are almost certainly just there for the show. If anything, these lenses probably direct more UV light into your pupils. a UV magnifier.
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, superb material, very cool. UV resistant. These will definitely keep your eyes safe and cool while doing your dangerous police work.
No luck. All you find is this lime-colored cellophane visor produced by a
God.
bargain sportswear brand called Amphibian, apparently.
Oh, that visor is perfect for you, officer. It'll definitely keep the sun out of your eyes while you're shooting criminals. Bang! You don't like it? Sure, Square Joe. No problem. Let's get you some real shades.
Wait, what day is this? Who are
G'day
you?
to you, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them.
My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock. I'm keeping him company and eating his salami.
From the corner of your eye, you see a man in a
There he
yellow
is.
shirt and grey overalls waving at you from across the canal. He seems disappointed about the wreckage on the waterlock and the salami.
I mean, very reasonable.
Very good stuff. Anything I can do for you, officer? I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol.
The words Daredevil Driver sound ominous to you.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here, especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then. Sure thing.
Oh.
Want some too, officer?
Why not?
Lieutenant ponders the offer for a moment, then decides to go for it. He takes a slice of salami from the man and chews on it.
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it. Yeah, not really much else. Just...
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks in the canal. Two ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted. Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very happy about it.
You would be disappointed if somebody was eating your salami? Yeah, it's true.
Goat milk butter. The Samaran terrain makes it easier to raise goats than cows, and the local goat farmers produce high-quality meat and dairy staples that add variety to other nations' diets.
Oh.
It's an acquired taste.
Oh, okay.
Judging by the size of the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle. These look like the same tire tracks I saw earlier, in front of the whirling rags. Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour. The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack.
Interesting.
The panel served as a takeoff ramp. The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it. The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal. The Samaran butter billboard still looks freshly painted, suggesting it took the plunge recently. Within the past 72
hours? Wait, the body's been there for a week, so the car only crashed... So the car crashed before. So the body was dead before.
Still speeding, The vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast. There are two good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linéaire G22. It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires frequently found on that motor carriage.
Interesting.
The Caprice 40 is a very popular model, with bank clerks, topping pie delivery drivers, secondary school teachers, cops, strippers dressed as cops, undressed strippers. Very sturdy but light motor carriage. More likely than most to survive that jump. The Linéaire G22 is not a particularly popular model due to its peculiar proportions, which the manufacturer's design team probably
You would like to
thought
point out,
too
SJ?
long.
Topping pie delivery drivers. Yes, so like cupcakes.
You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure. The lieutenant looks on, waiting for you to wrap up your analysis.
Oh, Kim wants to chat.
Any theories about what happened here? What kind of car do you think it was? That's quite likely, from what I can tell. Oh. The traffic hooliganism? I hope not. Fortunately, we are not traffic cops. Should we get back to the murder?
No, we should also do this.
If we must.
I'm not expecting him to get far with this, the lieutenant consoles himself.
Unfortunately, we now need to cross the river. I'll take some fingerless gloves. Check this building. Fast cash for faster times. What do we got in here? Antique cash register. Bust of a woman. Dark film projector. Oh! Revachol for pizza. Yeah, that does also make sense.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently.
Yeah.
This would make quite a statement in your living room.
If I knew where that was. What do I get here? Oh yeah, sorry, I got fingerless gloves.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says, Stereo 8 approved. This is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
If police work means playing tapes, sure, you can use it for that. Or any other time you'd need to play a tape.
Seems fair. This is going to be where I find my gun, isn't it?
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back.
Sorry,
Yes.
who's her in this?
Buy something nice. A figurine. Why? What's this? A headless man riding a horse? A headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers that say found.
Oh, that's the Headless Phone Rider. The Headless Phone Rider. It's an urban legend about a man who rides the streets of Revachol sporting a fawn tracksuit. As you see, he's missing his head. 50 cents. Bargain price. I'll throw in the tiny cap too. I think he's looking for it, or something. That part of the story has many interpretations.
Sure.
Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with you.
Big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks, the kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
Franco-Nigerian knights. I used to be very serious about these guys.
Bless you.
A long, long time ago. They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
This is what the loyalists looked like, yes, at first. Then they wised up and got camouflage.
Which ones? Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours indiscriminately.
Fair enough.
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks.
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? Yes, they are soldiers, revolutionary soldiers. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win. Maybe.
Okay, has anybody sold you a gun?
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately, RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travellers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained.
Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
Ah, okay, that's useful. Morale critical. Shit. Uh-oh.
Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. Whatever noble intentions you once had as a police officer, it's eating them all up now. You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
Fuck me? Please leave the rage you have for after we finish the investigation.
Nothing you can say would make you feel any better now. Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned from the RCM following a nervous breakdown. He now lives under a bridge, drinking and occasionally throwing excrement at passers-by, shouting, "I never loved that woman." When asked to comment, former colleagues objected to the theory that his psychological disintegration was precipitated by his wife leaving him. It's because the Furrows lost that match, said Captain Ptolemy Price, once the man's superior officer. It's because he couldn't get a big gun from acquisitions, and anyway, police work really burns you out after a while, Satellite Officer Jean-Vic Mayer, the deranged former cop's partner, commented. Sergeant Mac Torson, another former colleague, did not propose any theories, merely saying, whatever happened to him wasn't about birds. He got fucked, that's all.
Well, that then ends our playthrough of Disco Elysium. I do hope that you've had a good time. Next week we'll be starting a new game. Or possibly not. Can I go back to my... Oh god, when was my last autosave? Okay, so I'm going to have to go and run back down to the pawn shop and go through a few of those bits again, which I will be doing off stream. However, we will be coming to the slight change. In fact, you know what I'm going to do quickly? Wonder if I could use the post box to heal up morale again. Please tell me you can sell me something that heals my morale. Please. Take brain meds, yeah.
You see several packaged.
Oh, here it is.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various...
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Right. Where is my... Oh, no, leave. Tools. Click the blue cross. Oh! Oh, is that what it means? That could have been done. That could have been better explained. Oh well, now that I'm not about to imminently die, I guess next time we will start by going into the pawn shop and trying to identify where my gun is. But you know what? I'm pretty happy with what we've done today. I'm pretty happy with the information we have gathered, which again does not include my goddamned what my name is. I guess that's just going to be a continuing question. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out. Dandyfloss, who has been on the channel before, is currently streaming, so I think we're going to go raid into her. But yeah, I hope that you have been having a wonderful time. I'm just going to quickly save here. Quick save. And go to the main menu. But yes, I do hope you'll join me next week. And we found an ending. You know, we found an ending. It's... Oh, for goodness sake. Anyway, please come back and join me next week when we will be looking further into the world of Disco Elysium. But also, please join me this Saturday when I will be beginning a playthrough of Hollow Knight. Thanks for streaming. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure streaming for you. As you can hear, my voice is slightly going. I'm hoping that it's allergies. I've been taking some allergy medication, and hopefully that will just take the edge off everything a bit. In the meantime, we're going to go over and raid Dandyfloss. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure streaming for you. I hope that you have a lovely Easter weekend. If you don't come hang out, I'm going to go die. But yeah, this has been Disco Elysium, and until next time, I have been Loxley, Setter of Strategy, the Caprine Card Shark, the Board Game Goat. I do hope to see you next time, and ta-ra.